What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention. I'm your host BMG here with my co-host Clean Bean. What's clapping? What's
It's
going
clapping,
on?
man.
What's up? What's up? For this episode today, we're gonna be talking about anime villains. So this is a pretty big topic, but we're gonna be categorizing them into four buckets that we've created, sort of kind of like giving our own, I won't say spin because technically anybody could talk about this in any way, shape, or form, right? But a little pizzazz,
Yeah, a little
pizzazz.
pizzazz. You don't want
Yeah,
the normal. Oh, we're just gonna rank them, S tier to F tier. No, no. I
no.
rather categorize them. We want to put a label on these guys.
Oh yeah, the label without making it seem like it's um, legendary and then not so much, but like giving them more so a psychological analysis, but without the psychology. Well, with the psychology, but without the licensing for psychology. Because I am not a licensed psychologist. You are not
Mm-hmm.
a licensed psychologist, so we do have no business talking about licensed psychology, but we can, in some way, shape, or form, psychoanalyze them, and that's what we're going to do here.
Absolutely.
So I think we should get this started immediately on your side. So hit me up. What you got? Oh, wait. Before you start, let's talk about the buckets.
Indeed.
Because if we talk about the buckets first, then we'll at least know where we're putting them in, right? So, first bucket, okay? Downright insane. So, if a villain is downright insane, like the Joker, for example, he's downright insane. You put him in the bucket for downright insane. We have another bucket, reasonable but wrong.
Mm.
That's a pretty good one too, because it's like, the justifications of the villain, like what actually makes him do what he does, and if it's actually worth, the effort in the end of the day. Like, is he justified or not? Third bucket, power abuser. So if he abuses his power, if he's somebody who's like really, really strong, really, really powerful, he's like, I don't know, maybe Diddy.
Huh?
Well, I'm just saying, just something. Think about it.
I
Does
mean, I
Diddy
mean, yeah,
Diddy
yeah.
abuse his power?
Okay, like in a position of power, yeah, he definitely did
Yeah, he did.
abuse his
So
power,
I'm
sure.
thinking like that, like Epstein, like what I'm saying, like people who've I mean, obviously there's even more people. Like, I'm not gonna say any names of like other people who abuse their power, but I'm just saying like that's one example that is perfect for a comparison, and we'll use that for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth bucket, manipulator. So manipulation, villains who tend to you know be a puppeteer
Mm-hmm.
and literally a puppeteer, low key.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of controlling everything from behind the scenes, but also right in front of their faces. They have all the power at the end of the day.
And no, we're not talking about your toxic ex, okay? Even though he is a manipulator,
That's
we're not
crazy.
talking about.
How do you know it's a guy? It could be a girl too, bro.
You're right about that. You're
That's what I'm
right about
saying. Like
that. Could be.
I love how people automatically assume toxic X is a guy. Like, come on, guys, let's let's simmer down. And then there's people in the comments who be like, bro, does that mean you're toxic? You trying to defend yourself? Nah, bro. Like, I swear I ain't toxic like that. Trust me. So with those buckets being defined, okay, we could now move on to sort of bringing up those characters and sort of talking about their, I guess, their feats, so to
Hmm.
speak, and what actually constitutes their relation to this bucket here, or these buckets here. So let's start on your side. Might as well. Might as well
All
start
right,
on your side.
let's dive in. First person I want to talk about,
Mhm.
I want to go with Light. Main reason why I'm going to bring up Light.
Wait, you're talking about Light Yagami.
Yes, Light Yagami.
Okay, so this is from Death Note.
Light
Okay,
Yagami.
he's also on my list too, but I want to hear. Let me hear your takes. Let me hear your takes.
I'm automatically going to put him into the manipulator, category because he has a way of trying to play the, you know, positive type of guy. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just here. I'm innocent. While actually doing some devious stuff. Like it's like the guy that's so nice to everyone. It's just like, hi, how are you doing? Checking up on you. And he has a flip side to him. Don't trust that person. Okay? They do have a flip side. When they're nice all the time and they don't have any traits that can dictate or like warp your view of them, you start to realize they doing it for a reason.
But what about me? I'm nice. Am I? Yeah, I mean, I'm play to play.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
like, no. Realistically speaking, here's my rebuttal to that. I agree with you. I think that he does belong in the manipulator category for the buckets, but I do think that that's like his core trait, core quality. I think that he could also be in, well, obviously the power abuse. He's an abuser of power, right?
Mm.
But also the reasonable but not.
You think that man is reasonable?
No, okay. What I will say is, in the beginning, he did seem reasonable. It seemed justifiably so, where he was basically going to kill criminals. Like criminals deserve to be punished, especially the ones who were really dastardly, right? The ones who supposedly are going to be getting the death penalty, but they haven't yet, or because they're they got off scot free or stuff like that. Like he was, in the beginning, he was doing research for that. He was doing research into uh, those criminals who were really really bad. And
Mm.
obviously, as it went on, it just got worse and worse. And it's almost as if he was killing innocent people too, just to protect himself. And I think that's where the manipulation comes in right there. You know what I'm saying? Like abuse of power and manipulation all together after that reasonable doubt right there. So he had a reason, but that reason doesn't become justifiable anymore once he passes that. I mean, it's not justifiable, period. He shouldn't be killing anybody. But like it doesn't, you can't even back it up anymore once he starts killing these people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So you think he originated from being reasonable to turning up to, hey, let's be a little more manipulative when he realized, okay, I can bend this power to my will. And then he lost control of his power, being a power abuser.
Correct.
Okay, I can definitely see that.
But so that's my rebuttal, but I think he still belongs as a core, because I feel like he was a manipulator even before he got the death note, right? He was just that type of person. It was who he was. I feel like the death note kind of showed who he was to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So maybe that puts him in the manipulator category. He could be in other buckets, but the manipulator category is the one that is the main one for him. I don't know if you agree with that.
No, I agree. 100% he is a manipulator. We've seen him do it with all the characters that he's interacted with. Obviously, L, obviously, with even all of his, classmates and with his family as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
like it's pretty hard to really put him in the other categories solely because I believe at his core he's definitely that
Manipulator.
guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. So yeah, in the manipulator bucket he goes.
Absolutely.
I'll go on my list now because we're just gonna go back and forth, right? I have Shogo Makishima. This is the guy from Psychopaths, right? The dude who's, I mean, he's the antagonist. He's the main antagonist of Psychopaths. If you haven't seen Psychopaths, you should watch it. It's a really good show, because I feel like it brings up some very intriguing ideas, and like almost the premise of Psychopaths is sort of like a society that's not really a society. It's a society, but it's a society that's controlled by the government in more ways than you even know. You know what I mean? It is the ultimate fascist government. It is literally the government controls every single move that you make. But even before that, they predict what you're going to do before you even do it.
Yep.
That's the weapon that they have. That's the abilities that they so-called have, right? Is being able to technology is being able to see a crime happen before it does, and see who does it, basically by looking at them, be like, okay, this person's going to do something stupid, let's take him out. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So the reason why I think this villain, first of all, he's a really great villain, period, is because he kind of fights that society in obviously his own dastardly ways, but he has a point. You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking about society being run this way, with humans almost no longer being human. Their
Hmm.
humanity is being taken away from them. They're not even able to learn. You know what I mean? They can't learn from their mistakes because they can't even make them. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, you could make an argument. Okay, like, but mistakes like killing somebody. No, but like even before that, like there are even small crimes, for example, can teach a lesson. You know what I mean? I'm not telling somebody to go do small crimes. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. I'm just saying, like, having the ability to sort of learn from your actions is important in a world like this one, and it's important in humanity. So I think that his philosophy was correct. It was a good philosophy. It's just how he went about obtaining that philosophy. That's the problem. And I think that if we really just look at it face value for its philosophy, it deserves some praise. So with that being the case, I'm putting him in the reasonable but wrong category.
Yeah, I can put him in that category. I mean, we know for a fact he um basically killed people, you know.
He did.
Um I mean, he killed one of the protagonist's friends, and that was definitely tragic for sure. I just believe that he was trying to, break the societal standard of like, hey, yo, it's okay for everyone to uh act this way. It's okay for us to be governed by a system that predicts when people are going to become hostile and then automatically determines, hey, this person needs to be eliminated without realizing that there's also rehabilitation. Rehabilitation comes in different forms. A lot of people believe, like, hey, when it comes to people that have been, just very violent tendencies, like automatically, yeah, we got to off them rather than
Yeah.
working on having a unique bond with a person or working on their anger management skills, like going on a therapeutic approach
Hmm.
rather than a corrections type of thing or a harsh reality of let's go ahead and
Hmm.
destroy that person. Yeah, no, we don't need
It's interesting because the whole society thing in that realm, it's like I could see where there are many parts of the world that are just like this, but not necessarily the same exact way because they don't have technology like that, of course, but just their mindset and sort of that control centric type of society. They exist and they're out there. Luckily, we don't live in that, but you see it all around the place. God damn.
that. Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
That's a fact.
But yeah, we'll put them in the reasonable but wrong category, the bucket reasonable but wrong. And can you hit me up with your next one?
Absolutely. So the next one I want to go over, I want to go on a tangent over here because this has a whole subject. I want to go into the villains in Naruto, and I want to specifically talk about Obito.
Okay, all right.
He, I feel like he was also in a mixed gray area where you were reasonable but wrong because of the fact that he initially wanted to, be a great shinobi in the Hidden Leaf. He initially also wanted, to be with Rin and Kakashi, head and lead a team. But unfortunately, you know, things happen. Rock landed on his head. that
Oh,
bug.
Rockland.
Why they say it
Things
like?
happen. I mean, it's true, but continue.
And then you end up going, years back after rehabilitation and gaining some strength. You come back and you see Kakashi just uh
You
turn
see
the girl you
Kakashi.
love into a freaking Dota. Yeah, I love that.
You
Whole
see Kakashi
pastry. I love
absolutely
that. No.
destroy. Oh my god.
Um, yeah, no, I'd crash out too. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
I could see the crash out is warranted. I could see it.
Crash out would be definitely warranted. For Madara, I would probably put that man as mm,
So Obito, so let me get this. So let me get this
mm.
straight. Obito, you're confident we could put him inside the reasonable or wrong category.
Yeah, that man could have definitely turned out good. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
that he
100%.
he just went to dark so fast.
He
Like
did
it was quite crazy the turnaround.
that Uchiha nature.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Madara, I mean, don't get me wrong. He was definitely, pissed, especially, with his I think I don't know if it was younger or older brother being killed, and then I feud the
Yeah,
you
with
know,
between the Senjin and the
yeah, and
uh yeah, no, I think my biggest gripe with Madara, actually no, it's not even a gripe. It's this, right? Because he wanted to end all suffering, right? He wanted
mm,
to end all wars, so to speak, by kind of just forcing peace on everybody in his own nihilistic way. That was not the way to go about it. So,
no.
so it's like, do you really put if you look at the conversation, and I'm asking you this, right?
Mm,
If you look at the conversation of him being a really good villain, right,
mm-hmm.
and supposedly justifiable, did it require all of that destruction? Bro, first of all, we don't have to talk about how he pulled up, reanimated, and absolutely pooped on an entire
bro.
entire army.
What are you
That's
talking?
different. I'm talking about the past, bro. I'm talking about what Madara was doing back when he was alive. Like, what are we smoking?
I mean, yeah, when he was alive, he was doing some crazy shit. But how do you do some crazy shit, get reanimated, and then decide to send some two big giant meatballs from Cloudy with a chance of meatballs on some heads for just for the fuck of it, for the sake of the game? You were like, hey, I'm about to make it rain with meatballs. Well, rocks,
You
but
know,
you get my point.
you could you could potentially mistake them for meatballs. I see what you're saying, but continue.
I just I don't really see him as, hey, this was a reasonable crash out because it wasn't. It wasn't
I agree.
reasonable.
I don't think it was.
It's cynical and it felt like you were fueled with, the will to fight. And I guess, like, don't get me wrong, with the Tsukuyomi, like, oh, we're gonna create infinite dreams for people to just live out their lives. But that's changing reality. You're trying to have them chase a dream and live a dream for all eternity
Mhm.
without their consent.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Without
no,
their consent is very important, guys. Let's remember that. Don't forget it. Don't
that
forget
man
it.
is insane. He's insane.
Man is
He's insane.
so okay. I can say, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but like putting
Mm.
him in the abuse of power category makes sense. But I think he's realistically just crazy.
Oh no, he's insane.
I think we're just gonna have to put him in the just crazy insane category that we have here, the downright insane category.
Mm. I'm gonna put Orochimaru in the same exact category. You wanna know why? Even though, don't get me wrong, he's a manipulator. He's very snake-like. Either he's downright insane or he's a manipulator. But this man
He be grooming, bro.
be grooming.
He be deadifying.
That is the Diddy of anime. No offense to Diddy. Once again, I don't but that literally is him. Okay, but like he just consistently on like a day-to-day episode to episode basis freaks me the fuck out. Forever will, because of the fact that, well, one, you look like a snake. No offense. You act like a snake. You bite people. You put curse marks on them. You shed your skin. You turn into a whole new another person. Then you also put scrolls in your damn mouth. You were eerie from the jump. You were disgusting from the jump, from day one.
From the start. He really was. Honestly, it was to the point where I couldn't even tell if Orochimaru was a girl, guy, or anything. I was like, damn, this must be the first.
Yeah, that's it.
The first non-binary in anime or something. I don't know. There's probably others.
Probably others, but
There's
like
probably others, but I was like, damn, Orochimaru, I can't even tell.
I didn't know what he was gonna do, who he was gonna be within the next few episodes, but every single time he always somehow surprised me. So I don't know, either downright insane or manipulator, but I'm gonna go with downright insane.
For Orochimaru, I think I will also. I mean, you could, if you were to put the two together, like you'd be like, all right, downright insane and manipulator all together, because he doesn't really abuse. I mean, he kind of does abuse power, but it's a little bit different. It's not as crazy as you think, right? So I think
Mhm.
I agree with you. I think we'll put him in the downright insane category as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's abused power only because even though he has power, he was already ostracized by the whole Leaf Village. Like people already knew who he was. Like, okay, you're a legendary Sonian of Leaf, but like people already knew what side you were going down, like what path you were going down. You were already on your way out, so I can't really say that. Like it wasn't like, oh, a reign of Orochimaru. No, you were just weird, my guy.
You were just weird. No, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. So yeah, we'll put him in those in that bucket specifically. Um, you know, we were talking about Naruto. Let's move on. I do want to move on to DBZ because DBZ has some of the most, if not the most diabolical villains in like just the history of anime. And there, to be fair, there are people who they'll argue. You can argue, it's cool. You can bring up other villains, it's fine. But we have to talk about what they did here, and we have these categories for a reason, right? Let's talk about Cell. Let's talk about the dude that literally goes around sucking people for fun. Pause.
There's some freaky deaky villains, man.
100%. Like he has no scruples whatsoever. He just, as soon as he came out the womb, pause. As soon as he came out the egg, This man was hungry. He went around to towns, town after town after town, destroying towns by literally eating the people inside them. And he's not even eating. He's like, there's no crunch. There is no crunch. No. Get a straw. Get a, get a straw. That's what is happening.
Bro, this man is disgusting.
This nasty. Like, you can't tell me this man is not diabolical. There's just no way.
How do you pull up in a freaking news station? Hmm? You pull up in a news station, you're just like, hey, yo, what's up, guys? Yo, by the way, we got a tournament of power. I want all the Earth's mightiest heroes. Need y'all to pull the fuck up, okay? All right. I'm gonna absolutely smash the shit out of all you, okay? I want a tournament, nice little clean fight, and he just pulls up like a regular dude, and then just like who does that? Who announces what they're going to do, and it's just like, you can't do shit about it.
I find it hilarious because like I immediately think of the scene where he's actually just coming up in a news station. He's like he goes in and all you see on the TV stations is like every single time you change the channel, it's literally his head just rising and going through the ceiling because he's literally floating. I'm like, yep, he's going through all the channels now. He's getting close to the news station. He's getting there. He's getting there. Diabolical.
100% diabolical. I think he's in there for the love of the game too. Like I'm gonna go power abuser.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was gonna go abusive power as well because I'll give the same exact the same category is gonna go to Frieza as well.
I would probably do that too.
Because, well, to be fair, it's probably all three of them. But like Frieza, first of all, you're racist as hell. Frieza, I'm sorry, but look what you did to the monkeys, bro. Look what you did to us.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all are. He's pretty racist.
Bro, he's devious. He has no tragic backstory, bro. He's literally just being a kid, just to be not a kid, but he's being annoying just to be annoying. Like he's doing it. He's evil just to be evil. And I feel like he's one of those kids. You know how there's kids who are out there. You raise them right, and you just can't tell them no. Like every single, it's like no doesn't exist to them. Either you didn't discipline them properly, but even if you try to discipline them, you tell them no, they end up like blowing up a station. You know what I'm saying? Like they end up doing something crazy.
Wait. All right, first of all, blow up a station's crazy.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. All right, like think about
Two, you have kids?
I'm just saying in general.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying in general. You know those kids when you're raising a kid, and you just either you don't raise them properly or they're just a bad egg. Usually, it's a bad egg. It's usually the parents' problem, the parents' fault. You're the reason why the kid is that way. But bro,
yeah,
kids that you can't say no to, that's basically what Frieza is.
The ones that are like, okay, you keep on placing rules, against me, and then out of nowhere, I'm just like, honestly, I don't really care, man. I do whatever I want whenever I want to. I'm gonna do it. Okay. He don't really care.
I don't know. I just feel like he's motivated by like dominance. You know what I mean? He's motivated by that extreme power sense, which is why I think, just like Cell will put Frieza into that abusive power category. Yeah. I mean, you realistically could call him insane, but it's hard to really gauge insanity to things or to beings that aren't human.
Yeah, he's more of he definitely is more a power abuser because he has that superiority complex. Like he already, you saw him do it with the Saiyans. Like, okay, just a bunch of monkeys and thinking like, oh, I'm too powerful. Then when he gets spanked by freaking Goku, what happens? Ego is probably shattered, a million pieces as usual. And even then when he comes back, even though honestly I thought he should have been fried, who fries him again? Your boy Trunks.
Trunks pooped on him.
Pooped on him.
Literally sliced his ass up.
So, hey, I just think he's, diabolical in that sense. You want to know who I think is insane? Boo.
Oh, yeah, but Majin Buu, bro.
Now, that's a guy that does it for the love of the game. He don't give two craps who you are. You could be a baby. You could be a teenager. You could be a mother with raising a child. You got, I don't know, you got to pay everything. You have the house and bill, single mother. He don't give a fuck. He will look at you and be like, all right, and so what?
So what you gonna do about it?
Well, what you gonna do about it? You could be a thought, okay? You could be thought of. Oh, I'm gonna have a child. Nah, fuck your thought. I will absolutely kill your thought bubble. That's exactly what this man is. Or sorry, Man, personification of evil.
Yeah. Boo ain't man. He's literally something else entirely.
He don't give a fuck about anything but destruction and candy. Hmm? What are we talking about? He's insane. He's been insane.
I think the most funniest thing is the fact that he's so insane. He blew up the planet just to kill everybody on it, and then he really said, interesting. They're dead, huh? I'm going to heaven. I'm going to heaven now. We're gonna kill everybody up there now. Pulls up, teleports to heaven. First of all, how'd you even get in? Where'd you get the keys, bro? Where'd you get the keys? Oh, you can teleport now. Bro can teleport now. He do instant transmission like Goku. All of a sudden, he pull up. He say hi to God. No, he's saying hi to all the Kais, bro. What's good?
You know how much hatred, it's not how much hatred and like spite you have to after you kill people, you're like, yo, fuck going to their graves, fuck going to whatever, like their ashes. I'm going to where they go after after they're dead, and pulling up and saying, yo, run it back again. Hmm? I'm not done with you. Okay, this workout that was easy. That was like 45-minute workout, nothing. All right, I got another 2 hours to go and whoop your ass. I'm gonna do it.
I think honestly, I just think he was bored. He was like, damn, I killed everybody. Damn, is that it? Wait a minute. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hold on a second. There's more. Wait a minute. There's more. Yeah. So I'm gonna put him in the. Yeah, I'll put him in the downright insane category simply because he is. I mean, sure, abuse of power. Yeah, but he's just realistically insane. Um. But yeah, that's DBZ. What's next for you?
Sure, there's a good list I got here. I want to go into My Hero, and maybe the reason why I want to go into My Hero is because I want to go to Tomura Shigaraki. I'm going to mention him. I'm also going to mention
Obviously, all for one.
All for One, and then Stain as well.
Oh yeah, Stain deserves to be
You know,
mentioned.
those three were definitely good pillars in the My Hero
For villains,
community for
period. Yeah, it's
villains.
literally those three.
Yeah, because don't worry, you have the other villains too that I thought were really good. Like I thought Twice was actually really well written, like in terms of a character,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought he was, wrong for the uh reasonable but wrong Twice.
Yeah.
But everyone else I have different viewpoints of. Like All for One. Definitely I feel like he's more of a power abuser. Like he's insane, but I feel like he has definitely manipulated the fact that he's able to give quirks and also take quirks away from people. Having that power, the ultimate power, honestly, in a superhero society where quirks are randomly appearing, and you've changed the whole landscape of society and also the lives of
Yeah.
people that you've ruined.
No,
Think
I'm with you on that one. I think he's more of a manipulator though.
you think he's more manipulated? Oh, okay, I can see why
Because the way
though.
the way you said it though, you think about it,
I can see
and
why.
not to
Yeah.
mention he literally like since the beginning, bro. Look what he did to Dobby.
Yeah,
You
that
know what I'm
was
saying? I'm like,
crazy.
if you're doing that from the start, come on now. You're a manipulator, bro. You're grooming now.
He did that to Dobby. He
Grooming.
did that
You did that to so many of them.
to
To
Shigaraki
Shigaraki,
himself.
yeah.
He basically manipulated almost everyone, and that even regular people, turning them into freaking experiments for into Nomu,
Mm-hmm.
and then also getting different quirks from other even superheroes, like when he took a Ragdoll and got the her search ability.
Yeah.
He's doing this for the love of the
Yeah,
game.
he's always doing this for love of the game. Like I could call him absolutely crazy. I think he is absolutely crazy. Like I could put him in that bucket, but I think I'm just gonna stick with manipulator only because of what he did specifically. Like you know how you say abuse of power when you're actually just doing some crazy nonsense with your power, but he actually put thought into manipulating every single one of these people to do what he wanted to do over a long period of time.
Mm,
Deserves to be put in the manipulation category.
okay, okay, I can see that for sure because he's definitely done that, especially we see with Shigaraki because he that was his next body that he wanted to use.
Deadass.
So okay, I can agree with that. With Shigaraki and Stain, I compare these two mainly because Stain was the way that Shigaraki developed his conviction. I feel like Stain was also understandable. We even hear Deku, or sorry, Midoriya, that use your super name. Regardless, we hear him talking about the fact that he's more understandable
Right.
because of the fact that one, um, he's in the wrong, but he's also hates the fact that we have this hero society that shoves everyone away that has no, powers, no issues, treats them like the garbage, but also these heroes, they profit off of saving people. They don't do it for, oh, I just love like to save people. The moment that they get some sort of compensation for their work, it's automatically you're deemed as, hey, terrible, or you're just contributing to the disease that, oh, you can become a hero just by having money, status, or power, and you control everything else. Um, I definitely thought that hit home with both the protagonist, and also everyone else that was there that incident, like
Yeah.
Shoto and
Exactly.
Ida. But that helped propel your boy because of the fact that he now learned what his idea was, or his ideals, sorry,
Hmm.
were. Because
It was a lesson almost.
yeah, it was
In
a
a sense,
lesson.
yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be evil, if you're gonna have these wants, and you like want to build something that's gonna sustain yourself,
Hmm.
you have to have some sort of purpose or some sort of conviction. You can't just be around just destruction, destroying everything, when you don't even have a setup. You don't got a
Yeah.
team. You don't
Yeah.
got
I was gonna say.
support.
I was gonna say you can, but how far are you gonna get really? You have to have power to back that up because unless you have, like you said, that conviction and I guess that so-called justified drive, you're not going to pull in the audience that you need to follow you. You're not going to pull in the help that you need to get that far. I mean, well, Stan had followers, yeah, but obviously all three one had followers. But like just thinking of his conviction and everything that he was fighting for, people could get behind that. You know what I'm saying? People could take up arms for that reason. You
Exactly.
know, and I feel like that's a driving factor for a good villain. For a good, well written villain, because you could write a villain who's actually a villain. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's perfectly okay. Not every single villain needs to be justifiable.
Yeah, you're right. Not every single villain needs to be going through some harsh reality, and it's just like, oh well, shit. Because of what I dealt with in my childhood, now I'm gonna destroy everything. Like, some people, they're born wanting to inflict pain or invoke fear into
Facts.
people. Like, you ever see those kids that are like, oh look, daddy, I played with a bird, and then the bird is absolutely mutilated. Yeah, I'm sorry. He is the devil.
And get some help,
Get some help.
please. Get some help.
Get an exorcist. I don't know. One of the two.
Get an exorcist. You just gotta learn, honestly. But yeah, that's an immediate red flag for me. I'm like, damn. Yeah, we're going
Yes. Yes,
to
we are
therapy.
going to therapy
Yeah, yeah.
immediately.
Um, but yeah, that's good. That's good that you brought up All for One because I actually had him on my list. I had him just some points here that I was writing down. He built that system of dependence. You already said that. He treated people like they were, you know, things to be invested in, almost like he was expecting something out of them. You know what I'm saying? You plant a seed, which is kind of what he did with Shigaraki and Dabi, and you just want to see it grow, and you just keep keep watering it. All of a sudden, it's the way you want it. You just got to grow a plant a certain way. The way the sun shines and the water goes. That's how it grows, and I think that's what exactly what happened. And another thing that actually I wrote down is related to his legacy. Like I remember watching the episodes, and he was very adamant about the legacy that he would leave,
Mhm.
and sort of creating that society that was just better and different than the current society. So yeah, yeah, I get it. I understand. Since you brought up My Hero, I'm gonna circle around to something else that's, I mean, definitely not as mainstream as My Hero, but for anybody who knows about Made in Abyss, I've mentioned it many times in the past, uh, many times. Made in Abyss is a very disturbing anime for many reasons. Okay, because it touches upon some very serious, gruesome, unusually. grotesque topics that you just don't really expect to see in modern anime. And one of the villains in Made in Abyss literally is the epitome of that. He is what I would call probably the most disgusting. Like honorable mention Shao Tucker, right?
Yeah.
You know about Shao Tucker. First of all, fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically him, but like to the next level. Like I feel like everybody like talks smack about Shao Tucker, and which respectively they should. But like when you compare him to somebody like Bondrewd,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
there is just no comparison because this bro is literally a doctor who just like Shao Tucker was a doctor too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's literally a doctor, but he's a scientist as well. He's somebody who's studied the deepest ends of science, but he is experimenting on children, literally experimenting using the powers of the abyss to turn children into goop and different variations of living things.
Yep.
Literally goop.
Literally
Like,
goop.
and they're still alive. They're still suffering.
And they're
And
still
and you and while you're watching Made in Abyss, you're seeing this suffering. You're going along for the ride with this suffering, and you get to see like it's not as if oh yo you just hear about it or you just see like a body on the floor.
mm,
No, you literally see the moment somebody changes, a kid changes from something to something else, and it is just brutal.
yeah, like
And the fact that he does that, it is insane to think about. Like whoever wrote this show, like what were you doing? What were you thinking?
when he was holding up Priska, I think her name was Priska. He was holding her up after like being turned into that goop, and she was getting flashbacks from like how her life was. I was looking at it, I was like, is this man looking at her as a person or as like his work,
But
his
that,
piece of work?
but that's the thing. It's a twisted version of love because you can see that he actually like. I mean, he. It seems like he does actually cares for the children, actually loves the children, but it's not because of because they're children. It's because they give life to his work, because they provide for the end goal, which is the betterment of humanity and society, the research, the process, and I guess the
The
science.
the betterment for humanity is well, what fucking betterment? What? I'm sorry, betterment. You turn them into poop. What do you mean? What are we better from? What helped from that experiment? What did we gain? What
We
the same thing with with Shao Tucker. What did he gain? Oh man, I get to keep my license.
Well, he gained a new pet.
Yeah, get me the fuck out of here. Shit. Gained a new pet. The fuck, new pet. So he gained a new pet but lost a daughter. Is that what you saying?
That's yeah.
Or
Let's
did he
just
get a
say
combination?
let's just say it's equal exchange. Nah, it ain't equal exchange. That's
Equal
that
exchange.
ain't no equal exchange right there. They got to work on that. They got to work on the division, the subtraction, addition, multiplication. I don't know what they need to do to fix that up because that's crazy. But
We still don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened to the wife. I mean, she got the same thing,
yeah,
but like it's just you didn't even get to see her. That's how you know
that's how you know it was bad.
it was bad.
That's how you know it was bad. But yeah, because of the fact that we're bringing up Bondrewd, I'm gonna have to put him in the downright insane category because this bro he belongs there. He's just absolutely diabolically insane. Like he just does. There's just no other place to put him because he's a manipulator. Yeah, sure, but that's not it. No, he does not belong in the manipulator category. He belongs in the insane category.
Bro, he belongs beneath the nether realm. Beneath the
Yeah, you're
nether
right. I
realm.
don't even know if this insane category bucket even is enough to quantify him. He needs like something bigger. He needs, yeah,
I can't even define this dude because he's just that jaw dropping from his actions. And from his mentality. I don't understand how you even fathom gaining from turning these people into goop.
when you yeah. Well, when you compare, like I get the notion. I get where he's not get where he's coming from, but I see where science can lead somebody to go insane, because that's why they called mad scientists, because they're trying to approach a goal that is beyond science and what has been actually discovered. It makes I get that,
Mhm.
but I think what's interesting is you compare, I guess, his actions to somebody like, I guess we could talk about Frieza, or even Majin Buu, right? Majin Buu's killed millions, billions, practically, because that's literally what he did. But what's worse? Think, just compare the two. Like, what's worse? Majin Buu, is it the death toll? Is it the count? Or is it how you actually caused that death? How you inflicted
Mm.
that death? Majin Buu killed those people, yeah, sure, but they died just like that. Excuse me. You know what I mean?
True. They
Like,
died without any pain or suffering,
they
really.
didn't die with any pain. Yeah, they just died.
They just died. It was like automatic. Compared to like, hey, let me take my sweet time and then turn you into an abomination. And then once you're in that abomination, you're continuously suffering and wanting it to end. That's why when I think about him, I think about Shadow Tucker, I look at these people, I'm like, y'all are sick. Y'all are
Bondrewd's
sick.
crazy, brother. It's so like, I don't even want to. You don't want to compare that. You don't want to compare, death toll to how those deaths are actually occur. But realistically, that's kind of how you have to look at it for somebody who's like, messed up in the head.
Hmm.
It's the truth. So, interesting conversation. It's interesting. Like, I guess you can call it a debate, but not really, because you're weighing the two different sides and trying to figure out what's worse than the other. You know. So,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, sheesh, that's, hold on. This is getting bigger than my mind right now.
Yes, it
Hold
is.
on a second. But yeah, let me let you. What's next on your list?
So next on my list, I'm gonna go with hmm, shoot. I'm gonna go with Muzan
Muzan from Demon Slayer.
from Demon Slayer. I feel like he's
Mm.
mm,
See, it's interesting because I feel like Muzan can be put in like every single bucket, but not the reasonable one.
mhm,
That's the only one he can't go into, because it's like, I don't really see how you could justify his actions. Like,
mm,
I get it, especially for somebody like him who's he's a demon, right?
mm,
Obviously, it's called Demon Slayer. Like, even if you were somebody who was a demon who wanted to protect demons and their so-called safety, and not only like demon master race, but like so-called, like, we want demons to survive kind of thing. It doesn't come off that way. You're never gonna make it come off that way. It's not justifiable in any way, shape, or form.
okay.
What do you have to say about that?
I think I'm gonna put him as power abuser because I feel like he tries his best to try to grow demons from the shadows and stay in the limelight of the humans, but also in like just like that he'll switch on like his true nature of like I will put you in place if necessary. I will kill my own kind if freaking necessary to go ahead and prove a point, like he did when it came to um one of the Hashiras, killing one of his top elite. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I feel like he definitely would be a power abuser, in my opinion. He's definitely manipulated things from the
yeah,
sidelines for sure, but
definitely.
I feel like he's definitely shown like he's an authoritative figure, even with the humans and uh with demons, and he's just maximized it to the fullest.
Yeah, I'm with that. Okay, so yeah, we'll put him in the power abuser category, in the bucket.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have another one for you here. So this one's a recent, not really recent in terms of time, but recent in terms of my watches, because I am still in the process of, and I'm about to finish, or I guess whatever's left of it, Baki. Um, Testosterone. Um, if you know Baki, you know that one of the main antagonists, if not the main antagonist, is Baki's father, who's Yujiro Hajime, right? Oh, Hajime. Like we're playing fucking Tekken. Um, the interesting thing about Yujiro is that he almost seems like an enigma, in where he's I don't even know how to describe what kind of creature he seems like. Like if I were to compare him to like one of the wild animals in the wild, but he always wants to fight. And I get that because we grew up watching
Wait,
Saiyans.
honey badger.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
A
But
honey badger wants to scrap with anyone and anything.
no, you're right. You're right. You're right. We're gonna name him Honey Badger. Honey Badger Hanma. We'll name him Honey Badger Hanma. But he's literally trying to scrap at any time. But the thing is, he doesn't want to scrap. See, that's the difference. He doesn't want to scrap with anything. He wants to scrap with whoever wants to scrap with him. Whoever's actually a threat. Whoever actually could entertain him.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? And it's interesting because my opinion of Yujiro has changed obviously when you get into the later series, because of the fact that it seems like he had almost as if you could understand where he's coming from, but not really. You could see not where he's coming from, because he's not justifiable. Obviously not. There's no reason for it. He's more of an abuse of power, so I'll be putting him in an abuse of power bucket. But just saying, like in terms of how far he's come from the beginning of the show to near the end of the show, it's like almost as if he also had his own sort of character development. But here's what I don't get. All right, apparently the course of the show was within 6 years of a time period, 5 to 6 years, because Baki starts off like really young. I think even younger than that. It's probably like 10 years. And then he gets to a point where he fights his dad, right? Around like 12 or 13. Then he gets clapped. But when he fights his dad and he gets clapped, his mom steps in. And keep in mind, his mom is supposed to be heartless, but she really does care for Baki. His mom steps in. You know what Yujiro Hanma does? Bro hugs her to death. She said, I'll fight you. I'll fight you. Bro really gripped and squeezed his own wife to death. What are you doing? Not only that,
Is that how you make orange juice?
bro was making lemonade. What? Like, not only that, but every single time especially in the beginning shows, this is like the original shows, right? Whenever he would fight somebody, it dead ass would look like he would kill them. Like they would just literally be dead on the ground. I'm like, you're just killing them. But then you get later on in the show, is less of that. It seems like he'll fight somebody, and obviously to be a little bit more gruesome and a little bit more like show of force, because he's even stronger. And like that one time where he rips off somebody's face, literally, like he literally rips it off, and you only see like the cardiovascular system, like that's all you see.
Dang.
Yeah, like that's crazy. But the person who he did it to is still alive. You know what I mean? Like everything that he did at that point, like nobody actually dies except no, that doesn't count. He was fighting this master of kung fu who was like 147 years old,
Mm.
really old man. They were basically neck and neck, and then all of a sudden, the old man like died standing up, and then they basically concluded that he died of old age. Not from the fight, not from the fight. No, died of old age. And you know what's crazy? He died from old age, and he ends up coming back to life after the fight. And we're like,
What?
this man must really be the master of martial arts, because how this man come back to life? So, but yeah, so I'm gonna put Yujiro in the power abuser um bucket, because he literally just abuses power everywhere. They call him the power of nations. Like he has a power of nations, because he could walk into the president's office and literally talk down to the president. President can't do shit.
Dang.
You know what I mean? That's basically how it was. But there was one time he walked into the prime minister's office. He's like, I just wanted to show you that I could get in here.
Is
When
this
he went,
dog just flexing? Like,
yeah, he went through 100 people, and he's like, yeah, I just wanted to show you I can get in here. We're good. We're good. And then bro left. I'm like, and it's it's even funnier because this show has like all these different celebrities in it. Like it has Obama in it, but they call him Ozama. It's kind of funny. It has Bush, because he was President Bush. It has oh, and this is what really surprised me. So they actually have boxing legends in here. Like they have Muhammad Ali. They have Muhammad Ali's son. Like they actually play a pivotal roles in the show. And they also have Mike Tyson, who Baki ends up in prison with Mike Tyson. It's so funny. But they don't call him Mike Tyson, they call him Iron Mike. So, so I'm like, yo, this show is crazy. Um, but yeah, no, it's been an interesting ride, this show, I tell you. It's been an interesting ride. You should, if you don't get the chance, you should definitely eventually watch it. But just seeing Yujiro Hanma and all of his abuse of power, I have no qualms with putting him in that bucket. He's gonna be in there.
Okay. Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna have to watch it, hopefully I get to understand the craziness and his unique way to enter. Because damn, that must have been an entrance, just pulling up, be like, "Yo, your security is garbage, by the way," and yeah, I just want to show you I like that.
That's literally what it's. Oh my god. There was other damn. There was something else that he did. I forgot what it was. It was just I was like this guy. You can just tell you can just tell you're like damn. This dude just wants to show that he could do whatever he wants to do. What you got?
So for my next person, we're gonna go with Griffith. Griffith from
From uh
huh?
from where? Oh,
Mm, from
from Berserk.
yeah, you didn't see, oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, from Berserk.
Okay, so yeah, I haven't seen Berserk. And this is interesting because whenever you look up like villains, like really crazy villains, he's probably the one that's either near the top or damn near second. I would love to know why.
He's fake. He's a fake friend. He's garbage. All right. He manipulates everyone. He did that to Guts. He did that with Casca, which Casca, like I'm not gonna say what he did to Casca, but like yo, that thing was devious. Same thing they did with one of the princesses when I believe they won. I think they won a battle or something like that, and then they got invited to the palace or something like that. And next thing you know, he's out here just talking with the ladies, and it's just ends up, doing the deed with
Oh,
her
oh nah.
when he really shouldn't have, and gets caught.
Oh nah, he got caught
And
too.
then he
He
got
got caught on
imprisoned.
purpose, didn't he?
I don't even know. I can't remember if it was on purpose or not, but
Damn.
he got imprisoned and then, also was starved to death and ended up being skinny. And it's like you got to that terrible ass point, and then your best friend Guts tries your best to rescue you, and you turn your back on them and the entire party, and then you go and abuse them and try to get power from these like entities of like craziness. And it was just a lot that he did within the span of like that one downhill point. And because of that, I think he's fake. I think he's a manipulator. I think he comes off as like the type of prince that's like a pretty boy, but then it's like, oh, I don't want to be a prince. I just want to be a guy that fights, and is used to this. And then now all of a sudden you're just in a weak position, so you just decide to just say fuck it. I need power. I need to get back to where I was or even stronger. And then once you get it, you turn evil. You turn evil instead of good.
Hmm.
I just did not like the way that happened, and especially because of the fact that you got your whole entire team killed and only Guts survived. That's why you think about hardship, and people are
Oh
like, "What?
nah.
Oh, what? Why are we talk about hardship when Guts been through it the most?" That man saw anything and everything in one fucking night because of this nigga, because of him.
That's crazy.
He looked him dead in his eye and said, "Yo, by the way, I'm gonna take your girl right in front of you, and you can't do shit about it." As literally insanity was happening. Can't describe the insanity, but it was insanity. Uh,
So I'm gonna have to eventually partake. Eventually.
yeah, fuck
I'll eventually gonna have to partake. But I will say, from what you're saying, without a doubt, I'm gonna have to throw this in the bucket of all the buckets. We'll just say all the buckets.
put all the
Except for the
buckets.
first one, the reasonable but wrong.
He's not
He's not
reasonable.
reasonable but wrong. So
Never
he's all
been.
three of the buckets. He's literally downright insane. He abuses his power,
Yes.
which is basically what he did, right?
Yes.
And what's the third one?
Manipulator.
Manipulator.
He is. Want to come off all cute and dainty, and I got some armor, and my hair is white. I don't give a fuck about your pretty boy shit. I don't give a fuck if you a prince or you got a sorry, what's you call it? The freaking the sword that's was
The
it
the
pincer or
They call it either a rapier or rat by
Oh, sorry,
ear.
rapier. Yeah,
I just call
yeah,
it a rat
that.
by ear or something.
I'll give. I
Rat by
don't
ear.
care if you have that fancy looking sword. You're trash. You're garbage. You're garbage.
I get it.
Terrible.
I understand.
I hate that. I hate him almost as much as Rachel. Okay, that's actually, you know what? I hate him
I
more than Rachel.
the fact. Okay, you know that's okay because I hate Rachel, and honestly, it's very hard for me to hate somebody more than Rachel. There's always a lot of villains I want to hate, but the problem is Rachel's not a villain. That's the issue.
Yeah. The fact that I have to hate Rachel and she's not a villain, I might as well quit. I might as well quit watching that. Ugh.
But I actually have one more that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to know how many more you got, and if it's more than me or if it's less than me, or
I do have some more. That's definitely more than you.
okay.
I think I wanted to mention. What do I want to mention? I would mention Hisoka, but honestly, he's just a freaky deek. He's another freaky deek. I don't even want to bother to
I mean,
talk about.
I do have honorable mentions, but I'll save that for after I
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
save some honorable mentions. I think the one I wanted to talk about the most was Envy from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, go off.
There are other ones that are really good, like, but I feel like Envy, I just despise from the jump. Like, you can tell when a villain is good when you despise them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, from the fact that you're able to disguise yourself as someone that the lieutenant loved, or like that's
That's
kind of crazy.
that's kind of rough. I
Oh wait,
mean,
sorry, not that he loved. As shoot, my bad. He disguised herself as the lieutenant, or I think it's underling, or
the underling, like a vice.
I can't
I
remember.
forgot what it was.
It was because remember she had to go into hiding because of that incident, and also was it Lieutenant Riza or no, not Riza, not Riza. It was the one with the brownish blackish hair with a mole
The Mo.
underneath,
Yeah,
and
I can't remember her name though.
yeah, I can't remember her name, but disguising yourself as someone that he entrusted, you know, or basically talked to on a day-to-day basis and has interacted with his family, like that was diabolical. And then
That type of betrayal is very, very tough.
very tough. And then you see what envy is on the inside, and it's literally just envious of everything that anyone has, and it starts to build up into all these people that they have absorbed, and it's just an abomination, literally an abomination when you see the true
See
form,
the true colors.
when you see the true colors.
I have to
I
go back. I have to go back and rewatch it again. I mean, because my last rewatch of Full Metal Alchemist was probably back in 2016. So it's been about 10 years, give or
Mhm.
take. So yeah, I mean, it's been a minute, but I think I did when I was back then, I did Alchemist like the base version, not Brotherhood. I did
Mhm.
regular Alchemist back in it was around like 2011, 2012. And then I was like, wait a minute, I should be watching Brotherhood. So then I watched Brotherhood right after Alchemist, and then I watched the Brotherhood again 4 years, 5 years later, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, damn. Because I know what they look like. I'm just trying to remember the exact scene. Hey, listen, man.
With the phone booth,
With the phone booth.
you remember?
With the phone booth.
Yeah, he was trying because he figured out their entire plot when it came to the transmutation circles, like turning the
Oh,
entire area into a transmutation circle.
the
And once,
transmutation circle. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, once he figured it out, he was like, I need to tell
I gotta
everyone
let
about
him
this.
know.
I gotta let him know. Gets on the phone,
And
and
then,
then
yeah.
gets clapped. Has the picture of his daughter,
Daughter.
and I was,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was pissed.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember now.
I was genuinely pissed. Like the Shao Tucker had me scarred, but Envy had me
Actually,
absolutely
like, mad. I think the
mad.
reason why Shao Tucker is a little bit different is because Shao Tucker, I mean, yeah, he was there and all, but he didn't have as much of a deep hold on the viewers as Envy did, or well, as because
Yeah.
you're dealing with a character that you're involved with for majority of the show, and you're watching them sort of, I guess, basically lose themselves. They basically die. They do die.
Yeah, they do die. You start to you see how many interactions they have with Ed and with like basically everyone in the show, and you start to realize like, okay, now they're backfiring. They're trying to
Mm-hmm.
step back, and you saw Envy was in a weakened state at one point, put in a jar
Yeah, yeah.
in Brotherhood, and they just died, just and you kind of felt bad in a way, but at the same time, I looked at it, I was like, let me go back to what you did. Yeah, no, I don't forgive you. I
I
don't.
don't forgive you.
I
Sorry,
don't.
sorry.
So
Not happening. Not happening.
sure, you had some sort of connection, like, oh yeah, this is the same villain that keeps on fighting us. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I don't like you. I don't like how you did my boy Hughes.
Nah, that got me. Yeah, I'm about to rewatch that too. Damn, there's so much that I gotta rewatch. My memory sucks. I feel honestly, I feel bad for anybody who listens to this podcast and they're like, damn, they don't even remember. That's kind of how it is when you're just watching like a billion anime. You
Yeah.
just keep forgetting stuff. Um, I have one more for you before you continue with whatever else you got left, and then I'll go
Mm.
over it with the honorable mentions. But Aizen from Bleach.
Ah,
So
easy.
this is very easy to put into a bucket, easily putting him into the manipulator category because of the fact that he literally manipulated everything from the jump. Bro had years and years and years of planning. He was in the Soul Society, devious planning, all the way up to the moment where he was like, yeah, psych, see y'all. And nobody even knew what the hell happened until he showed up. And obviously, yeah, at first they thought that he died because he played his death.
Hmm.
Everything that happened after that point, it was like, yo, what was going on? The fact that he was able to manipulate everybody to that point, and if let's be real here,
Hmm.
he didn't even have to show up. Let's say he didn't even pull up to the execution. Nobody would have known that it was him.
Yeah,
They would have been like, Eisen's dead. No worries about that, guys.
they wouldn't have known. They would have just honestly, he could have possibly escaped with, just
The
everything
Hogoku
happening.
and yeah, he could have escaped. The thing is, actually no, he probably wouldn't have been able to because he needed to be able to um
Hmm.
because
Perform the
yeah, yeah, headmaster was there, and then there was just too much firepower. Like he needed to step in.
yeah, he needed to step in. Plus, he needed Rukia. He
Rukia,
needed
and you
at
need
the
the
point
Hogoku.
Togekill. So like, when were you gonna be able to actually get that done and without alerting the guard? So I guess for sure. Um, but he's been playing this from the jump. Even with holification experiments, or even before that with
Hmm.
Ichigo's mother, and then that hollow being released with the the horns and the color. Uh, it was very well thought out, especially recruiting Ichi or Orochi. Sorry, Orochimaru.
Orochimaru, damn, Orochimaru just be traveling to different animes now.
Gosh, man, I hate that. Gin, and then
Yeah,
also
King.
Kaname.
Yeah. Oh, my boy Conway.
They did him so
They
dirty.
did him dirty.
So
But another interesting thing I want to recall is that he realistically doesn't really do much in the anime if you think about it. Like he does a lot. That's the problem. He does a lot, but he doesn't do like not whatever he does is not brute force related throughout
hmm.
the entirety of the show. It's really just him pulling the strings,
Hmm.
similar to another character that you're about to discuss right now that we're going to get to. But he's literally just pulling the strings this entire time. And not only that, but he can literally control, not control people, but like he could, well, he can, but what their perceptions. He can mess with their perceptions, and I think that's the worst thing about it because he doesn't have to really do much. He can make you think that that's him, but that's actually Rukia. And it's like, so what's the point? What do I do?
That was the point.
So yeah, I'm gonna I don't know if you agree with this, but I'm gonna put him in the manipulator category, and for that reason, we could jump right into the puppeteer that you already wanted to talk about.
Yes, and that was Lelouch. I mean, he was a pretty obvious puppeteer. Originally, he was definitely reasonable and had some some deep convictions
Luge from
Kogias.
Kogias.
Yeah. Kogias. If you haven't watched it, honestly, please watch it. It's definitely a classic, and I do believe that character was relatable in the beginning, but then just started to abuse his power, and then out of nowhere became a manipulator. Like it went from those 3 points on, pretty
It's
much.
what's funny is if you really look at the story as a whole and everything that came out of his actions, you could justify that he can be put in the reasonable but wrong category. But at the same time, reasonable or right, it doesn't. It's a very interesting conundrum because it's like you can't really say that what he did was correct, but everything that came out of what he did was realistically positive, and it was in light of what he really thought of. Like it was in light of his convictions. So was he wrong or was he right? He's a manipulator, yes, but like how does he fit? You know what I'm saying? Like he
Hmm.
because you're following along with him throughout the entirety of the show.
Yeah.
So he's in your eyes, he's not really a villain. I mean, you do see some things that he does. You're like, okay, wait, maybe he kind of is acting a little villainous. Kind of like along the lines of you're following Kira, you're following Light Yagami. So I could see where that could come in, but
Hmm.
his actions almost seem like he's trying to free his country from the Britannia, from the clutches of Britannia. So we see that, we get that, but it's like both sides. It's like playing both sides. How do we justify either or?
I feel like for a lot of times when you want to provide change in the world and like break down systemic barriers and governments, you sometimes gotta take, the rather than the more peaceful protest type of vibe. Sometimes people are like, no, we need to be extreme. All right, we have to take measures that will make us and break us in a way. You're gonna change your values. You're gonna have to do things that you do not want to do. I feel
Yeah.
like he embodied that role very well,
Yeah.
and
He
that's
he
why.
was that role. Yeah. He's the extreme. He's the one that the rioter out in the streets who's actually not really protesting with pickets. He's actually rioting. He's actually going crazy and doing stuff. But in his eyes, and other things included, right, he was manipulating. So, you know, I'll leave that up to y'all. You could you can decide whether or not Lelouch deserves to be in the manipulated category or if he's reasonable but wrong category. You let us know in the
Hmm.
comments. But Doflamingo. See now this guy is 100% a manipulator through and through. We don't even have to shout out to CJ the Champ for having that video. I mean, he has a plethora of videos that goes over villains and their dastardliness, like that cell one. But
Mm.
we watched those a couple years ago. But like just thinking about what Doflamingo did, he manipulated from the start.
Yeah, from the jump.
And he does it because he can. I mean, you could say he's abuse of power. No.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just overthrew a government, like unwillingly. Like, the king did not want to surrender. Obviously, his Dressrosa to like a bunch of pirates that thought he was going to destroy the people, and that's exactly what he did. Like, you turned people into toys, you made them forget who was in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
like they were nothing and pieces of trash. Then you also made the king just, taken down from his pedestal. You destroyed your boy's freaking wife. Oh, what's his name? Why am I forgetting now? Remember the toy
The toy
soldier,
soldier.
and
Yeah.
then before it had one leg.
Starts with a C or is it K?
Oh, damn it!
Crap. What's his name?
I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to forget your name, man. I'm just
Well, no,
God.
I get it. I get it. But he suffered. See, hey,
He
hey, hey,
suffered.
let's not forget. The reason why you're forgetting his name is because it was all part of Doflamingo's plan. That's the reason why you can't remember his name.
I'm
Because
sorry,
you're not
man.
supposed to know. That's how scarred
Is it
you are.
Caesar?
You're not supposed to
No,
know
it's
who
not
he
Caesar.
is.
Oh man, I'm so sorry, man. It's been a while.
It's just
It's
been a
been a
minute.
while. But no, I just haven't seen such a more diabolical villain in a while.
Mm.
Um, than him in that Dressrosa arc because of the fact that he was controlling everything and includes not. Not just that part, but also the partnerships that he's had with other pirates, with the smiles, with manipulating a lot of things that were going on with the warlord, like just being there originally and using that as a cover up to help him with his operation, and even from the beginning as a kid, being a celestial dragon at first,
Yeah, that does make it worse. But yeah.
like when you were a noble or a celestial dragon, that's already you already got status and you're already coming from a point of like you haven't dealt with poverty, you haven't dealt with struggle, you have no issues with that. The only reason why you dealt with struggle was because of the fact that your father was like, you know what, let's try to get along with these people and try to understand. We're going to step down from our pedestal that we put ourselves up to and try to understand why there's a divide or why people despise the position we're in. And that he was enlightened. He understood that. Corazon understood that. But Doflamingo took it as the way as, why me? Why do I have to suffer for the transgressions of people like my father or people in those positions of power that have destroyed everyone's families? I haven't done shit. That's what he's thinking. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get it back tenfold. And that's exactly what he
That's
did.
literally what happened, though.
Tenfold. Tripped on a freaking rock. When he had when he had the whole crew with him, he trips on a rock. And next thing you know, they're like, you know what? Fuck it, we blow up the whole town.
We blew up the whole time.
We blowing up the whole town because you tripped on that that piece of rock. That's how it was.
That's like, yo, that's like getting on the subway in New York City and the train stops abruptly and you end up like not really smashing your head in a pole, but you like shoulder a pole and it hurts a little bit. You're like, you know what? All right. Bro leaves. He goes to Long Island. The whole city blows up.
It's like I want the whole train, the whole stuff, everything gone,
the
all
whole
that gone.
system gone.
Or
Wiped.
you get stuck in traffic, and then next you know someone rear ends you. You're like, you know what? It's because of this bridge. Let's just destroy
Just
the
blow
whole
up the whole
bridge.
bridge.
Like
Oh man.
absurd amount of just I don't know audacity from this guy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm be real here, and I'm gonna endorse him again. CJ the champ. Like that video. That video does Doflamingo justice. It literally
Mm-hmm.
it tells everything. And it really puts it into perspective too. Like, yo, this is a villain that's a problem.
Bro, he has he has done everything. He um manipulation, overthrowing of governments, um production of illegal weapons and I mean the devil fruits and the drugs, and then also
Experimentation.
exploitation and um abuse of powers and corruption and like dog.
Yeah.
If he was in regular world,
Yeah.
this man would have like 500-year sentence.
At least 1,000.
At
What are we
least.
talking about? At least 1,000. He'd have so many sentences of years in life in prison. You just wouldn't even be able to count it. It'd be crazy. The amount of people that he's killed. Like, I mean, he's a manipulator, bro. He's a puppeteer, literally and figuratively.
The hell killed his own brother just for just for shits and giggles, just because he's like, oh, but I hate to do this. Nah, you didn't hate to do this, you did it because you wanted to. You're like, he's standing in my way, I gotta do what I gotta do even if you are my brother. Crazy work. Wow.
I'm gonna put it here first. That's a multiple bucket besides the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 buckets right there, bro. It's downright insane.
Yeah.
Reasonable? Definitely not. Definitely not reasonable.
Nah, that
But he's
was
definitely a power abuser and he's definitely a manipulator.
absolutely.
Bro gets 3 full buckets. That's crazy. I kind of ran out of villains by that point. I do have 3 other honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got Y Man from Doctor Stone because I just find it insanely crazy that you know the entire world was turned to stone. You might be saying, oh, not everybody's stone. There are people they could die at any moment. The only reason why they're alive is because Senku came out of the stone and brought everybody in. That's it. I mean, to be fair, there's the other people, but we don't have to talk about it. Just the fact that this man turned the whole world to stone should already put him at a high pedestal. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know who the guy is. It could be somebody that we know in the show. I don't even know who he is. So let's wait till the show ends. I don't read the manga, so we're gonna wait till the show ends when the final season comes out, and we'll go from there. But that's honorable mention right there. The other honorable mention I have. This is a really bad one. The goblins from Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, yeah,
They're bad.
yeah.
I mean, you can watch the first episode of Goblin Slayer, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
And
Those goblins are diabolical, and they deserve to be put on a list of just diabolical villains. Period.
there's a reason
Because of
why
what
people drop the show.
there's a reason why people drop
people
the
drop the
first
show.
episode. You're watching that, you're like, wait a minute, whoa, this is not what I signed up for.
Yep,
You're like,
not at all.
I came to see goblins die. You're gonna see goblins die after they do this. This will
Yeah.
give you a reason to want them to die. Basically, crazy. And then my last honorable mention is gonna be the church from Orb.
Mm-hmm.
Not the church in period, because religion. I'm not coming after my religion. I'm just saying, like, the church and Orb, Movements of the Earth. If you haven't seen Orb, Movements of the Earth, it is a show about the world coming to terms with the fact that the sun and the earth are not the center of the universe. Okay, and that is a big thing, because the church, they didn't want that. They didn't want you to learn all that stuff. So they started torturing, killing, and basically mutilating people just to keep their mouths shut. Oh, can you convert? You don't want to convert? You don't want you don't want to convert? Oh, okay, give me your tongue. Like,
Yeah, that,
yeah.
that is insane.
So that's why I have those honorable mentions on there, because they're not really like villains, so to speak, but at least not yet in my eyes. So yeah, they belong to be on there.
You could say the church from Fire Force.
Oh yeah,
but like whole entire religion devoted to
burning people alive.
Then you also exploited children. You experimented on them. Like, yeah, they pretty devious too.
Yeah, they're pretty devious too. Yeah. You have any honorable mentions that you want to say before we come to a close?
Maybe like Fire Lord Ozai and that one villain from Monster that I haven't watched. That's a pretty good one.
That people keep talking about. People talk about that villain all the time. I've never actually seen Monster either, so I do want to touch upon that. It's interesting, how there's like, you could be a very avid anime watcher, but like there is still going to be those big names or just names period that you just haven't seen. There's a lot that I haven't seen, even though I have like almost 550 or something under my belt. There's still so much. It's just like
still so much.
There's just so much to watch, and I think that's what's so spectacular about it. Is just more just coming out, more and more and more, and you still have all those other ones in the past to get to. It's great, good content. Fire Ozai though, I can see it. I can see it. If I were to say it, I would say abuse of power. I don't know if I would do Manipulator.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Manipulator too.
But I could definitely see abuse of power for sure.
Azula?
Azula, low-key a Manipulator. Azula. Yeah. She manipulates.
Yeah, she crazy, but I see a good side that we could change to her, just no, I'm joking.
It's funny because somebody was saying something about like that old lady in Korra, the one from Fire Nation. They thought she was Azula. I was like, I don't know if Azula could. I don't know if she could change her ways like that.
We can change her. No,
I can fix her.
I can fix her. No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, no, absolutely not. Remember, everyone, remember, you cannot fix anyone. Okay,
they have to fix themselves.
They have to fix themselves.
That's a good saying. Okay, well, with that, I do before we end, I kind of want to introduce this very small segment at the end of our podcast now, where we mention a fun fact or a fact that maybe you might not be aware of, they might not be aware of, I might not have been aware of. I do have one here. I just wanted to say this one real quick. Okay. So Mob Psycho 100, you know Mob Psycho, obviously. This it's written by one. It's written by the same guy who writes One Punch Man, right? Mob Psycho is finished, by the way. So if you want to read it up or watch it, it's finished. The animation inconsistencies, all right? You know those weird inconsistencies in the animation when the styles would change and it would vary from style to style.
Hmm.
That was not them, trying to have like budget problems or we're doing this just because we have no choice to do it because it's part of the style of the show. No, this was literally them varying styles to emphasize the emotional chaos that Mob was feeling. So
That's
it's
neat.
it's literally it was a philosophy. That's kind of, I mean, to be fair, most people should already know that, but I feel like there are some people who are just like, okay, the animation style is looking kind of weird right now, looking kind of scratchy. Like, what's going on here? Like even some of the like the parts where Mob is going crazy, like when he
Hmm.
gets to that 100%, you do see that the animation style like just shifts completely. So if you don't, if you haven't noticed that, or if people haven't noticed that, um, now you know. Just think about that. Think about the emotional chaos and what the message that they were trying to send. That Mob, he's not necessarily just going crazy. Like he's literally having an emotional breakdown.
Mm. Okay, I feel that.
So
I didn't know. I noticed it, but I didn't know if that was actually like
like
intended or not.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Like there are people who pick up on it. They'll assume that it's just part of Mob's like style and Mob's way of fighting. Like he just gets all but it's just more to it than that. And that show in and of itself has a lot of very deep rooted, nuanced lessons that are taught for kids of that adolescent nature. So
Hmm.
it's interesting. It is.
Okay.
But yeah, this has been Anime Intervention. BMG, Clean Bean, we out. Catch you in the next episode, brother.
Neat.
All
I'll
right.
catch you later.
Deuces.